Today, we're on a quest to find something that sounds pretty simple, right? The best mattress to help people heal. But as you're about to see, the answer is, well, it's anything but simple. And the search itself tells a fascinating story about what we think we know in medicine and what we actually don't. So let's just get right to it. What is the best mattress for healing painful bed sores? I mean, this is such an important question for hospitals, for nursing homes, really for anyone caring for a person who can't move around much. You'd absolutely think that by now we'd have a clear scientific answer to this. Okay, so first things first, what are we even talking about here? Pressure ulcers, you probably know them as bed sores, are these really nasty injuries that happen when there's just constant pressure on one spot of the body. It cuts off the blood flow and the tissue starts to break down. It's a serious, painful, and sadly, a really common problem. Now, to fight this, a whole industry of specialized mattresses and surfaces has sprung up, and these aren't your typical mattresses for a good night's sleep. No, they're basically medical devices engineered with one mission in mind: to help people heal. And they generally follow two different schools of thought. On one side, you've got what are called reactive surfaces. Think memory foam or gel. They're passive. They just react to the body's shape. Then, on the other side, you've got active surfaces. These are powered, and they're constantly, automatically shifting the pressure points. So it's kind of like a battle between passive support and active intervention. And the options just keep on coming. You've got high-tech foam, you've got mattresses with air cells, some with water bags, gel materials, even medical-grade sheepskin. So with all these choices, how in the world is a doctor or a caregiver supposed to know which one is actually the best? Well, that's where science is supposed to come in. To finally settle the debate and find a real winner, researchers decided to stage the ultimate evidence showdown. They went looking for the highest quality proof available. They used something called a Cochrane review. Now, think of it like this. It's like a master chef judging a huge cooking competition. They don't just taste one dish. They track down every credible recipe out there, in this case, every proper scientific trial. They rigorously judge the quality of each one, and then they combine all the results to declare a definitive winner. It is the gold standard for medical evidence. And this was a serious effort. This review pulled together 13 of the best studies they could find, looking at the data from almost 1,000 people. All of that work, all of that brain power, just to answer that one simple question: which mattress is best? Okay, so the stage was set, the best studies were gathered, the analysis was ready to go. Everyone was expecting a clear winner to emerge from the data. But what they found was a total curveball, something nobody really expected. And here's the problem in a single picture. This is called a risk of bias graph. Basically, green is good, it means the study was solid. Yellow is iffy, we're not sure. And red is bad. Now, just look at all that yellow and red. It's a sea of uncertainty. It tells us that the very studies this whole showdown was built on, they were shaky, unreliable. And all of that led to this bombshell of a conclusion, straight from the review's summary. After all that effort, the verdict was, we don't know. We actually can't be sure. For most of these specialized, often expensive mattresses, the evidence is just too weak to say for sure if they work or which one works best. So, is that it? A total dead end? Well, not quite. You know, while there was no clear winner, the review did find a few little glimmers of information, some tentative suggestions buried in all that messy evidence. So let's look at what they are, but just remember, this all comes with some major asterisks next to it. Okay, so in the head-to-head match between reactive air surfaces and regular foam, there was a tiny hint. Air surfaces may, and I'm really stressing that word may, heal ulcers a bit faster. But look at the evidence certainty. Low. In the world of science, that's a huge warning sign. It means we have very little confidence, and the real result could be totally different. And what about patient comfort? Even worse. Completely uncertain. The researchers also found one study that put a price tag on this. It suggested that for that potential healing benefit, those reactive air surfaces could cost an extra $26 for every single day a patient is ulcer-free. So maybe a benefit, but it might come with an extra cost. And what about other materials? Well, when they compared reactive water surfaces to foam, the picture got even foggier. The evidence here was rated very low certainty, which basically means the researchers had almost zero confidence in the result. It's a scientific shrug. But here's the part that is just mind-boggling. Not a single one of the 13 studies, Not one reported on what you'd think is one of the most important things, the patient's quality of life. We've got this shaky data on how fast a wound closes, but we have absolutely no idea how these devices actually affect how a person feels day in and day out. So, this big quest for the best healing mattress didn't end with an answer. Instead, it ended with a call to action. It's a call for better questions and for much, much better research. The review didn't just point out a failure, it actually created a roadmap for how to find a real solution. And here is that roadmap. The authors basically handed the scientific community a to-do list. They said, look, we need bigger and better studies. We need you to stop using vague terms and tell us exactly what kind of mattress you're testing. And critically, they said, we have to start measuring the stuff that really matters to patients, their comfort, their quality of life, and whether these things are actually worth the cost. And that really leaves us with this final crucial question. When we're talking about the pain, the health, and the dignity of people who are at their most vulnerable, shouldn't we demand the absolute best evidence to guide their care? Shouldn't our standards be higher?